Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 298. As we roll on to 300, Larry here, and boy, do I have a cavalcade of people here with me. Anthony, unfortunately, the Anthony you used to is not with us this week. He's off. But we got some other people here. I think we'll just kind of go around the horn. Let's start over here with actually one of our, a resident gamer and streamer, sir.
How you doing?
All right. Anthony, or Lovable Loki, or one of your 12.
Lovable Loki, or what people know me now is LovableHaloAddiction.
There we go. Yeah. And he catch you everywhere, right?
Yeah, basically everywhere. Twitch, Instagram, you name it.
Definitely. I like it. And check him out because he has some awesome gameplay that we'll talk about in a little bit. Are you doing this? I don't know.
Sure.
Okay. Then hold my friend Greg.
Hi.
Okay. and then we have Pete.
Hello, world. This is Pete, and I'd like to just get a quick plug on my new book coming out. Everyone has a right to my opinion. On Amazon and in bookstores everywhere. September 2091.
Maybe I should have told him before we started recording. We like to try and keep this PG. But just in case, if anything slips out, that's okay.
So we could curse?
No. But we kind of have like a kind of I'm trying to do this. Are you doing this? No. Okay. So I'm trying to like we have like an eclectic group of people here. I'm trying to not to insult anyone because we got, some younger I'm pointing like where everyone can see us. Some younger gameplay with Lovable Halo Addict, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have, some older fans of the genre, or at least
hey, you kids, get off my lawn.
That's another podcast might be doing, actually. I'll tell you later. So we're kind of, again, going around the room. Now, Lovable Halo Addict, I can only imagine what game you're into.
I don't know. It's really hard to think of.
And it's actually a genre I want to talk about because I kind of want to touch on the 360 a little bit, which we don't do as much on the podcast because it's usually very Nintendo heavy. But let's start with you, Ant, Lovable Halo. Did you start on the 360, I guess, or did you go like the original Xbox? Like, where was you?
I started like probably PS2, but Xbox is what my cup of tea was.
Well, that's with Halo. That's what I'm talking about.
The first Xbox.
All right, so you were game on from day one,
basically.
All right, awesome. And what and Halo obviously is the go-to because your vast collection of Mountain Dew paraphernalia, I absolutely love.
It's funny because tomorrow, actually, speaking about 360, Halo 3 came out 15 years ago. Tomorrow as we're doing this, but it's funny though because like I had this expired bottle of Halo 3 Game Fuel. It's literally gonna be turning 15 years old tomorrow, so
don't drink it.
I'm gonna save it for a rainy day.
His father's here. He's off camera. He's off mic. But for the love of God, don't drink it.
It does look delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you. Did you ever try the new one at Applebee's? The blueberry whatever.
I did try it. I mean, it was decent.
No, it's like Pepsi Blue. Remember Pepsi Blue?
I do.
You don't remember Pepsi Blue?
Yeah, it reared its ugly head for 30 seconds.
Like Pepsi Clear.
Yeah.
Pepsi Clear was... You don't remember Pepsi Clear? You being serious? Yeah. No, is this like a Brooklyn thing when I was in Brooklyn?
Episode about it.
They did do it.
Unless you're talking about vodka...
vodka gimlets?
Red Bull. Vodka Red Bulls. There we go.
No cursing.
Do you even play games, Greg? You're an accomplice...
I play mind games with you.
You do. It is terrible what you do to me on a daily basis. Okay. So in the meantime,
what's he doing?
I don't know. It's gonna be my next question, but we'll figure it out. What is this? Okay, so it's like he's playing.
Now we got a producer.
Oh, there we go. I like it. He's our Baba Booey. Pete, 360.
Oh yeah. Lovable, what's your name? Snoop Lion this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
It changes.
Halo Addict. Okay, so I got the first Xbox. I was at my brother-in-law's house, and I saw he's playing a Rocky game, that fight game. And
yeah.
Okay, so I ran out and bought an Xbox, and I had this delusion in my head that was a better way to go than PSP because... Microsoft, they're not going to make you buy another console. They'll come up with new chips. You open the top, you plug it in. And I'm thinking, and I believe this for years.
I can see what you're talking about. Yeah.
So then, as you know, because I mentioned it the last time I was guest podcasting.
Which unfortunately was a while ago. We might have been double digits back then.
I was going to say, I think that was episode number, 3. But
Which was around this time, though. We kind of did it around
in the
because
fall.
it was in Chiller.
That's
Yeah,
right. It was around Chiller.
Yep.
That's correct. 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But
he's got it on loop. That's why it's the number one listened show, all because of Pete.
yeah, no, is that right?
No.
All right. So long story short, so I'm like, yeah, I got to get one of these wireless dealies. Oh, what do we have this? Xbox 360 arcade with Ultimate Alliance. So I started playing the Marvel games, and I went like over the deep end with the superhero games. I got Thor and Captain America. I got the Spider-Man game, which was challenging.
Oh, on 360?
Yeah,
it
was very difficult.
Yeah.
But then the Simpsons games, Road Rage. There was the great, and everyone said it copied Crazy Taxi. I think
It did, yeah. Road Rage. No, Hit and Run. Wait, which
Hit and Run
copied?
came later.
So then Road Rage copied Crazy Taxi. Hit and Run then would have copied Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly. And so, but what I loved about Road Rage was there were cheat codes in there where you could make, you could get Mr. Burns' limousine and make it a brick.
Yes.
So it was really funny to see Smithers and Burns, and then you picking people up on a brick. That was hilarious. I used to do it just for ridiculous entertainment. but then, Hit and Run came out. And when anytime I couldn't complete a mission, I'd make Homer jump out and just like kick people on the sidewalk, and they'd fall over. I was like, they didn't tell me you could do that. I figured that out on my own, so I was very pleased with myself. But and after Hit and Run,
oh, look at this! You got your little collection here. Yes. So Pete's holding up the Simpsons game, which is probably the definitive Simpsons game since the arcade game.
Yeah.
That game, which came out for everything, was phenomenal. Did you play that?
they would.
Actually, fun fact, that Simpsons Hit and Run game, they're in talks of like remastering it, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen. But if you can actually go on YouTube, and some artists actually was trying to update the graphics and make it look like an actual Simpsons game. This guy actually went all out of the way. If you can check it on YouTube.
That's pretty cool.
I did not know that. What I would say about the Simpsons games, I was disappointed in it in the beginning because the graphics are cartoons, and I really loved the 3D figures you had in Hit and Run. I really loved them. And there wasn't a lot of comments like Mayor Quimby said in Road Rage. He only says it once in a while, but when he's jumping out of your car, he said, "Did you see the cans on that broad?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like I had little kids at the time. I was laughing so hard. I screwed up a whole mission or whatever it was. And
well, that game was supposed to be like an episode unto itself, which also copies other genres.
Right.
Like there's a Call of Duty level in there, and there's some other levels in there. And all like the original, it was all new material made for that game. So that's what made that game stand out.
And you remember when Lenny and Carl fell onto this conveyor belt?
Yes.
It was 2 years before, I think, the 2008 election. And all of a sudden you hear, this ain't going to happen when Obama's in the White House.
Yeah.
And I'm
like hearing a game mention politics.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
it blew me away.
there was a game, Burnout Legends. Actually, Burnout Legends, which was a car racing game, did that. Speaking of Obama, and we normally never speak politics here, but I'm not saying anything good or bad, just saying Obama actually advertised in the game for his... I forgot. I think it was probably during his re-election
Campaign.
Thank you. In the game, like there was. I don't think they're there anymore, but there were posters. Obama posters or whatever in the game. I do remember that.
That's pretty smart marketing, right there.
It really was, if you think about it. But the Simpsons. Actually, another fun fact about the Simpsons game, because that literally came out on every system that was available. Each game's cover was different. I think the one, like if you want to collect all of them, you'd have to buy all the versions. I think the one on Wii has like Kang and Kodos.
Oh, wow. I did
the
not
cover.
know that.
So, but that was pretty cool.
We'll do it on eBay later.
Yeah, right on eBay. The 360, what was also I want to talk about with the 360, because I know you've always talked about it, but I don't know if you ever did it. Remember the original 360 system? One of the cool features about it was the interchangeable faceplate that was on the front of the 360.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
That you could take off to put designs on it. And before we get, because I know,
I'll bring one in.
Oh, you still have yours.
got
All right. Well, there he goes. Again, this is not video, Pete. So okay,
He's on a mission.
All right.
Pete has left the house.
Pete's gone. All right, folks, quick. Let's take the china and take. Let's see what else we can take.
Let's take that Stick the computer.
Take all the guitars. Did you have any like interchangeable faceplates?
Actually, it's funny that you say that because I have them, but I never opened them up. Recently, like last year, I found a few of them at a gaming shop. I found like 2 original Halo 3
That's
plates for 360. They're still unopened to this day.
There
so,
you go.
They're just collecting dust.
Leave them
but,
unopened.
It's very beautiful.
Well, that's more of a custom whole thing, though, that you got, right?
Yeah, it's a skin.
So basically what Pete's showing right now, we'll take a picture of it, we'll put it on. It's a skin. And I remember some sites came out doing this where you can make custom skins for the system. So it's like almost like a, like wrapping a textbook in, contact paper, clear contact or whatever we did back in the day. Pete's is the Avengers, the first Avenger movie, which actually looks really sweet how it came out.
Okay.
But Pete, yeah.
The only thing I have to say about it is this Xbox is nothing more than a brick because it has the Ring of Death thing going on with it.
Oh,
but it's good looking, so I couldn't put it in the trash.
You know how some people solve that problem, right? Because it was like a soldering issue.
Is that it?
So some people will just put a towel over the system and let it run, and it would solder itself.
Is that right?
Yes, I don't recommend it at all,
That sounds like a grenade about to explode.
but that's what they've done. Yeah.
If you work for State Farm Homeowner Insurance and you're listening to this podcast, I'm not doing this.
But yeah, no,
Give me that towel.
it was just really cool to have those interchange. I mean, yours is a full skin though.
Yeah, I did the whole thing.
Yeah, which is very cool. And the one that you have is those interchangeable fronts. I think I had one like with wrestling. Probably WWE put one.
Mine was the arcade version. The one you're talking about
Is
was
the original.
Yes, the
Yeah.
original.
Oh, that's right. Because the arcade was kind of like the first. They're slim or trying to go slim line.
That's the slim line.
Yeah.
That come with the Kinect.
Yes.
That's the one that came with Kinect.
Yes. Before we get to the Kinect, because I know you've dealt with the Kinect, I don't think I ever
got
did.
lots of stories about that.
I do want to shoot back to Ant here. With your, and I know we're bouncing around, but this is what we do when I'm in charge. Your vast collection of like Halo stuff as well. What's probably one of your coolest memorabilia or coolest things you have that's Halo related?
Oof, that's a hard one. I think there's a lot of them. I have like the Doritos. There you go. My dad just suggested. Well, I have like a 12-year-old. Actually, no, fun. Yeah, it's like 12. No, 13 now. Sorry.
Please don't eat or drink anything that's past the expiration date.
But I have like a 13-year-old bag of Halo Reach Doritos that
That
came
is
out like 2010. I got 2 standees actually, very beautiful.
Okay.
That were actually in the box. I got them.
Oh, really?
We opened them up and put them together.
I think I remember you.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to his father.
it was,
remember you telling me that when we were. Yeah.
It was a Halo 3 ODST one that came out in
Ooh.
2009, and then
Okay.
a Halo Reach one that came out in 2010. And those things didn't see the light of day for over like 10 years, and we put them together, and it's just beautiful. And every time I show it on my Instagram story, I was like, "Dude, where did you get that?" I'm like, "You gotta look. It's one of those hard items you really gotta look into and try to get a hold of."
Please,
you know.
definitely. And again, like plug your Instagram for crying out loud. Let them know where can they find you.
Well, if anyone ever wants to take a look at this, my Instagram is LovableHaloAddiction. I do daily Halo content, original, keep in mind. But I show off like photography, in-game stuff, all this. Basically, it's an addiction for a reason, so it's an experience.
That's
So
awesome. And
that's
I'll
what
put
it
the
comes
link.
down to.
I'll put the link in the description.
It's a healthy addiction, by the way, people.
Yes.
You have to listen to it when you're drunk.
I tried it. That's the only way I get through the podcasts. So like some other games then, because you were talking about like the Ultimate Alliance games and everything. And Pete, you also mentioned that when you had the Xbox, your children were young, so when they were playing. So like, did you ever like experience times like you and your kids were playing together or anything like that, whether it be with Kinect or with some of these Xbox games? Because I know the only time my father would play is like early Saturday morning. He would just come in my room. He had Dr. Mario or Desert Strike. And I'd wake up like, Dad, why are you playing my Nintendo? And he'd be like, you mean why am I playing my Nintendo?
Yeah.
That I paid for? All right, I'll go back to sleep. So and again, I mean that all in a good fashion. Like, was there any games that you played?
Absolutely. And I have one particular experience that sticks in my brain like a guy getting a pimple on his nose on the prom night. In Godzilla Saves the Earth.
Great game.
Okay, I really loved it. I really did. There was something called Melee. It didn't work. It wasn't good unless you really unlocked a lot of the great monsters because they all had wicked powers. And it's Melee. It's like 4 players, 4 against 1, no wires. Go kick the snot out of each other. So there's me and my son and a third party. I'm not going to say who it is. Family member. Anyway, and this person wanted to be, I think that Godzilla 90s, Godzilla 2000, or whatever.
like Zilla
And he wanted to be,
and- okay,
yes,
yeah.
all that. So he wanted to be one of them. And we said, all right, this is your monster. And every time either me or my son knocked him on his can, he'd go, see ya. Like, wait a minute.
That gets annoying.
Kid, like, that was you that went down. And he goes, no, this is me. I said, that's you? That one with the orange? Yeah, make him jump. Right? And he couldn't. And he's hitting the thing. And he goes, yeah, but that's me. And the thing is, you talk. He was like, I don't know, 4 or 6 or something like that.
So you're talking trash to him.
And like, no, I was trying to teach him. That's what adults should do. And then, like, afterwards, I said, just like, okay, the game has changed. You think you're going to win now, okay? You see that? And like, I would do stuff like, like make him fall down. It's like, oh, you really stink, But so, like a pimple on your nose at prom down.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Parenting done right.
So what would you say your favorite 360 game is?
Yeah. And I hate to repeat myself. I really
No,
love,
you don't.
I'll do it. I didn't say I won't do it.
I love you, Pete. You know that.
Of course. But I hate it. I loved Ultimate Alliance.
The first one?
Yeah, that first one. Thor was amazing in that game.
You guys played it too? Okay, yeah.
I Ultimate Alliance, and second one was okay. It wasn't bad, but the first one, like the whole combining powers, I think that was a waste. But your friend, the Anthony that came from the West Coast, suggested I try the Marvel.
I mean, the co-host of the Retro Gamers podcast is not here with us.
Shout out, Anthony.
Anthony
West Coast Anthony.
West Side.
And he talked about that, like the Marvel Legends game that played.
That was a good one too. Yeah,
it did. I researched it.
X-Men Legends.
X-Men.
X-Men
I'm
Legends,
sorry.
yes.
I'm sorry. X-Men Legends. And but the graphics weren't out as.
No, they tried. They hit a home run with Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
No, wait. I think X-Men Legends came out before.
X-Men Legends came out before Ultimate Alliance, which is what Anthony had said.
No, yeah. I'm sorry. I was going to say something else.
I looked into it, and the only criticism I have is, it's kind of like playing that what was that arcade game called, Street Fighter or something like that? The
Probably.
green guy,
Street Fighter 2.
Yes. Yeah, really, the guy with the 6 arms or something like that. I mean, come on, it was
combining a lot of characters.
Cool game, but not good graphics.
Yeah, because
6 arms, isn't it the guy from Mortal Kombat?
I'm sorry. Can you talk into the
Was
microphone?
that
Mortal Kombat.
He's talking Blanca. He's talking probably Dalsim, and you're thinking of Goro. Goro.
What?
Just stay off mic.
What?
No, those are cool. And X-Men, and you talk about graphics. X-Men Legends was on the first Xbox.
Right.
Ultimate Alliance was on 360. So
right?
obviously you had a
and that was the
difference.
only criticism I had. And it's like watching black and white TV if you've had a color set.
Absolutely.
If you've had that. So.
All right, so we got a really cool, three. I know you're at Halo, so I'm not even going to bother.
Oh no, I got other. I mean, I play other games. I mean, I know it's in the name, but I do play like Marvel games. Like I think the last great Marvel. I'll just say this real quick. The last great Marvel game I played was on the PlayStation, the Spider-Man game.
Oh, the Miles Morales or just Spider-Man?
The first one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it
Spider-Man.
was phenomenal.
Wait, on the PlayStation?
It was on PlayStation 4.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay.
This is recent
I know what you're
gaming,
talking about.
but
Yes.
Just the graphics were great. Story
Oh, the
was
game
great.
is Game of the Year. It just
Game
came
of
out on
the Year.
PC,
Yeah,
actually.
it did recently,
Yeah. Okay,
They're
I know
promoting
exactly.
the hell out of it right now, but it's beautiful.
Yes, and they did come out then with I think the DLC was Miles
Actually,
Morales.
The one
and then
thing I could say
eventually-
that's terrible about the main character, whoever played,
Spider-Man?
Yeah, not Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, whatever his character is. They switched his the way he looks. Like in the first game, on the PlayStation 4, he had a look, and then they switched him to I guess look more like Tom Holland, and I hate it so much.
That's like what they did with.
Yeah, they just changed him out of nowhere. Oh, we just changed the character without asking.
So
okay.
on the Nintendo 64, GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo 64, fantastic game. I don't know if any of you guys ever played it. Fantastic game. Got me through college. So it's coming back out again, but they released 007 GoldenEye on Wii. Now, the game on N64 was Pierce Brosnan. Great movie, probably. But to me,
GoldenEye was a good movie.
Pierce Brosnan is my favorite Bond. So
Better than Roger Moore.
I knew we were going to get into a fight on this
Not
one.
Sean Connery?
Sean
Connery. No, for me, it was Pierce Brosnan. I was kind of grew because that's me. I grew up.
Timothy Dalton was a waste of money.
Yeah, I didn't like Timothy Dalton.
And we don't even talk about Peter Sellers' Casino
Well,
Royale.
Roger Moore was in
It's
the
a joke.
best Bond movies.
Well, View to a Kill was excellent.
Spy Who Loved Me,
Loved
Moonraker.
View.
Okay.
Loved View to a Kill.
I like
The man with the golden gun and the 3 nipples.
Was it,
I didn't need
is
that.
it Goldfinger, the one with Sean
nipples.
Connery? Was that Goldfinger?
I think Goldfinger had Sean
yeah, I
Connery,
saw.
right?
I
Yeah.
saw
Goldfinger
Goldfinger. That was pretty good.
was the one with Odd Job. They made an Aurora
Yes.
model out of him, right? He used to wing the derby
Yep.
and it cut the statue's head off.
That's where they got the thing
Yeah,
in,
that guy, yeah.
Austin Powers. Who throws a shoe? Yes, random task. Thank you. Random task. No, Roger Moore's good. I just, hey, look, I like Pierce Brosnan. I like because
Good. He was great.
Those were I really didn't watch the old Bond movies, but growing up in the 90s, that's what got me. So I was kind of, I guess I was the 90s Bond fan. So GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough I wasn't crazy about.
That was the best one.
So what I'm trying to get at, though, is
Greg
that,
rules.
quick. All right, so now that we're on Bond, let's do this. Which Bond movie is not officially part of the series?
Diamonds Are Forever.
Nope. There's one Bond movie that's not technically part
Oh,
of the
Casino
Bond.
Royale.
The
The other one. The one with the
Correct.
One,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the one
No.
with that one guy who was only in one movie.
No.
No?
It's not
That was The
Spectre,
Living
right?
Daylights with Timothy Dalton.
Never Say Never Again is not
Oh.
part of the Bond. It's a Bond movie,
And it had Sean Connery in it.
but it's not like part of. It's not considered part of the lineage of the Bond movie. I think it's something to do with. I think it might have been a different studio that made it.
Who the hell told you that?
So it was. You can look it up.
Wikipedia.
I actually
The
won.
internet, everything you read is
I
there.
won a
is true.
free. I won a gift card on a website because I got that question
Is
right.
that right?
Yes, I did.
What was the gift card?
What
it
if
was
they were wrong?
Voodoo. You know that site Voodoo for the movies?
Yeah.
It was like a $5 credit or something, or free rental, or a free rental. The question was, which Bond movie is not part of the series, if you will? And it was
but
Never Say Never
Casino
Again.
Royale makes sense because
Do you need to step out? You can.
because it was horrible.
Well, Never Say Never Again is not bad.
No, I didn't think it was bad. I thought he was out of shape.
Oh, okay.
Wait, we're talking
So-
about Casino Royale?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought-
Casino Royale was done in the
I apologize.
60s with Peter Sellers, and it was like a comedy. It was
got
like
the wrong one,
It was
yeah.
like a Pink Panther movie, actually.
Oh, I'm talking about
Peter
I'm talking about the
Sellers.
one with Daniel Craig where he ends up like losing his chair. Oh, that was terrible. I felt that when I was watching that scene. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, that's part of the series.
So what got this whole thing started, what I was going to say, was when GoldenEye 007 on the N64, then when they re-released it on the Wii, they replaced Pierce Brosnan with Daniel Craig. Because Daniel Craig was the new Bond.
It's clever,
Right.
but I still
So-
would want Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, totally. And the new one coming out has Pierce Brosnan, which is also coming out on Xbox.
is it real? Oh yeah.
And
It's Switch as well.
Do you have, well, Switch totally on the N64, but do you have Rare Replay on Switch? I mean, on Xbox?
I have Game Pass. but
Oh,
I
okay,
could
then you'll get it anyway.
I heard I was going to get it.
It's
through Game
coming
Pass.
out free. It's part of Game Pass, but if
that's
you also own the Rare Replay game, it's a free download.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4K and everything.
Oh wow,
so.
that's beautiful. I'll be streaming the hell out of that.
All right, well, I think we'll start to wrap this up because actually we got something going on here tonight anyway. So first of all, I'd like to appreciate everyone who's been here helping out, with Anthony being out this week. One more time, give a plug, Ola, my friend, for yourself.
I guess I'm the replacement Anthony for this podcast.
You are. You're the other Anthony.
Yeah,
yes.
the one they don't see, lives in the closet. But like I said, my name is LovableHaloAddiction. My goal, in life, or at least just for gaming, at least is, I stream every day. I mean, I try to if I'm feeling it. But I post daily content. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You can name it.
And again, I'm going to put all your links in our description, so they'll be able to find you.
Thank you.
Pete, you got something going on?
Nothing in particular. No, my dog's looking at me. Hello, Phoenix. You got something to say? Okay.
Bites the mic.
No. I want to thank everybody for their patience.
No, thank you. And folks, of course, with us here at the podcast, you can catch us everywhere. Basically, Anthony does the spiel, so I'm going to leave him to leave that. I'll just say you can just look us up on almost any social media except TikTok. We're not there yet. Just look up Retro Gamers Podcast. We're on YouTube. This week won't be a video episode. It'll be audio because I'm not that talented. That's all Anthony. But definitely check us out. Listen to us. Give us 5-star reviews. Thumbs up. Please share the podcast. And with that, everyone, again, thank you very much.
Good night.
Have a good night.
And we will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.